Hello, you're welcome to Gist Arena. All we do is just. We discuss topical, trending, and exciting topics, and we have fun while at it. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy each thrilling moment of just.
Hello. You're welcome to Gist Arena, where all we do is and gist. Thank you for joining us on today's episode. I have with me Adenike and Olajumoke. You're welcome. Nice to have you here. Okay, so let's not waste time. Let's get into today's gist. Hmm. So that's how it was brought to our attention. This woman had gone to a page. I think she probably even has a channel or something. Well, anyway, she took to her page, a social media, account, and she said she's married, but there is something, going on in her marriage, and it's that her husband does not have. This is how she said it: that her husband does not have a manhood. Of course, we know what that means. He has no penis. Yeah. Okay. So the husband, does not have a manhood according to her. And she said that yes, of course, she's a Christian. She is the daughter of a GO. She didn't mention the ministry, but she said that she's the daughter of a GO, and that during courtship, of course, it's expected, to be celibate and all of that as Christians. So there wasn't anything, sexual between them. So she wouldn't have known that the man, had such a problem. But then the man did not also disclose to her. So it was until they got married, that she discovered that. And she said it that it's not as if it is small or that it is not functioning. It doesn't have it now. I'm wondering. I mean, I don't know. Um, it's interesting, all kinds of things that happen. I wouldn't say that that's a lie, but then because I know that sometimes you have a genesis of parts of the body that would not develop properly, the way they're supposed to develop. So maybe that was what happened to this man. But anyway, it's not able to function sexually. That's just the bottom line, and that it's been, really a difficult stuff for her because yeah, I mean she stayed celibate all through, and now that she's married she's still not able to enjoy the sexual benefits that come with marriage, and apart from maybe some outer costs, external stuff that they're able to do for pleasure, the main thing, she's not able to enjoy that. And well, the man, kind of like she told him, but you didn't tell me this and all of that. And the man is like, okay, now that we're here, we can adopt, we can, do other stuff and the rest like that. But then she's not having it. She's like, no, I want, I want to have sexual intercourse, in marriage. And she's spoken to her parents about it, and her parents, of course, Father Gio and mother mommy Gio, they're like, no, you have to stay in this marriage because I mean, if you divorce or if you leave your marriage, you're going to bring shame to us and the rest like that. Please, my fellow sisters, what advice do you have for this one? What do you think she should do?
This is the time when we will speak in tongues. So I think the biggest issue for me is the deception. Because initially, of course, it's probably not his fault that he doesn't have a manhood. I don't went and cut off his manhood. It's probably a birth defect or something that happened.
Maybe he's a eunuch.
Maybe he's a eunuch, but even if he's a eunuch, it wasn't by his own choice. Somebody possibly cut it off, because if he wanted to be a eunuch personally, then he wouldn't go get married. So from the beginning, it wasn't that he said, you know what, I'm going to cut my manhood off. So it initially wasn't his fault. It's something that happened to him. But the challenge I have is when he took the lady's power of choice away from her by not proposing before they got married. I think that was where he deviated from what it was. There are some cases where some people, I don't know, we've heard cases of women that have told the men that they don't have any, they don't have roots, and the men are still like, God is going to do it. And we've even heard testimonies of how they still went on to get married and they went on to have children. But there was disclosure. So for me, the big issue for me is not even the fact that he doesn't. For me, the big issue is the fact that he took away her power of choice. And anytime, for me, in my opinion, anytime you take someone else's power of choice away from them, you are practicing witchcraft. So it's the witchcraft for me. It's not even so much about, because there are many things that can be done, even if he doesn't have a manhood that he can do, but it's kind of like she doesn't have a choice. And that's the big issue for me. Because there are many people that have decided to overcome erectile dysfunction, no man, but they know that they made the choice themselves. God does not take away our free will. So if you feel like at any point that you have to take another person's free will from them, you have become a witch. Even if you are male, you're a witch. For me, it's like witch and wizard. They're in the same family. I'm not the same witch because it's witchcraft that we know where we're. As saying you are taking someone's will away from them, and for me, that's her parents. I think I put in a group that all of them should get out. The parents, the man, even the lady, because really, if she can come on her page to speak, that means she can actually take action. She doesn't really need to involve us.
So that's what is even making me feel like, oh, I mean, this thing is hypothetical. Maybe it's not even real. But then, well, who knows? All right, Olajumoke.
I also think it's so, hypothetical. I mean, like the way the narrator, was talking about it. So just, I don't know, I feel like it's catching cruise, as a normal. But in either case, if something like that happens, number one, she said that it's not as if it's dysfunctional, it's that it doesn't even exist at all. So that case, there should have been full disclosure. I mean, she have given the lady the choice to say, oh, irrespective of this, I am going to stay with you. I'm going to go forward with you. And I think that it is sufficient ground for separation or divorce subsequently if, information, certain pertinent information are not revealed, right, during the courtship process. Now, she mentioned something too. She said they met in church. I don't know church, but most churches these days, there are a series of tests that you do, right, to ensure that everything is working perfectly, everything is in good condition, right? And no, not good condition, but like okay, low sperm count. I think there are some churches that are taking it to that level, right? So in that case, all of that. So when the result of these things came back, or they did not do this test. So I mean, that's what I'm saying, that I feel like it's hypothetical, because if they met in church, these are the requirements, doing counseling, pre-counseling, these are the things that they bring up. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about
that didn't happen in our church, because I don't think it's all churches that do that.
Yeah,
I mean, currently.
True.
They will just do maybe other tests like HIV, blah blah blah, and then almighty genotype test. So
Even do any of those things that we think are like regular. Some churches don't. They practice their life. Once you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, and they do deliverance for you, everything else is okay.
But in that case, there are churches like that that don't. If there are churches like that don't, go that route, okay, one bed down is there. But let's also assume that it's it's an uppity church in an urban area, and they take all of this seriously. Then also, as an elite person, right, you should know that there are some tests that we should do, check spam count and all those things. Personally, as an elite, like a learned person, an educated person, these are the things, these are the information I want to know. So I think that there are so many numerous occasions to have discovered this, right?
Yeah.
If you
I would like to say something about that reliance on churches to do tests and all of that. I feel like sometimes we rely too much on churches to do things that we should do as humans. I don't think the church should be the one to be telling me to go and do any type of test for somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with. If we no longer go to church again, so I feel like sometimes we also outsource our reasoning to Jews. So there's a part of the Bible that says that the prophets are lying to the people, but the people love it so.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
the people. And so for me, I feel like we need to be better. So like this one that you're coming to tell me that somebody no get married sometimes, what do you want me to do? It's not you that should take decisions. Well, as I should get out of the house, really.
Maybe validate
decision.
what is it? A decision. A lot of people do that. They come online. If this is true, a lot of people come online to maybe they have a decision, but then maybe there is some other contrary opinion from someone. So they are coming online to get validation, for their decision one way or the other. So I mean, I don't know.
This will lead me to say that women need to start taking responsibility for themselves, right?
Yeah,
just like Benike just said now, that we give too much responsibility to the church. The responsibility that is supposed to be ours, we put it too much on the church, right? So take responsibility, take charge. This is your life for the rest of your life, you just said now. So take charge of it. So if you know that this is a situation that you cannot live with, it's uncomfortable, then face the other side and be ready to go with whatever comes with it. And if you know that it's something that you're going to continue, okay, start thinking about the adoption. Start thinking about the artificial insemination, but there are consequences for everything. But coming online exactly like Denke, what do you want us to do now? Because when it comes down to it boils down to you. What do you want us to do?
I would just like to add that because she's come to ask us, we'll tell her to go and pray and ask God what she should do. And we will support her prayers. But she should go and take her decision herself. So that when the consequences.
wow. Okay. So yes, I think we've all spoken well. It's important. This is I just feel like the number of things, when you sit down and you hear a lot going on, in marriages and all of that, then you begin to order that there are a number of things that we don't talk about, that we gloss over. You hear sometimes that people will be asking, so what were you doing when you were cutting and all of that? You were just you were going to eateries and all, whatever it is that you were doing. There is a lot to talk about, a lot and a lot of things. So don't gloss over issues. Talk about the difficult ones, the easy ones, everything that needs to be trashed, so that we all are on the same page, operating, from the same page, at least with the trust that somebody is not going to, get into marriage and then decide to turn the other way. But at least you know that, you have addressed a number of issues and you're comfortable with the resolutions that you have made, because these are things that might crop up in marriage. And of course, the issue of disclosure, it is important. I really agree with what Adenike said. You don't take away people's choices. That is so very wrong. You need to let people know there is what's called informed consent. It is ethical in every way. Okay, and that should not just be about the professional life, but even your interaction with others. That's a moral code that everybody should live by. Disclose, let people know, and then give them the opportunity to make informed decisions. Okay, I know this, I would do this, I don't be like, I don't want them to, if I say they would, like Adeleke said, why are you taking away people's power of choice? Are you a witch or a wizard or whatever it is? It's just not nice, because then you would have trapped people, and then comes the Because again, now in this religious, issue comes the guilt tripping. People now, no, let people make informed choices in the first place. That's just the best thing to do. All right. Thank you for joining us again on this episode. Please drop a comment and also like and share our posts. So we'll see you next time. Stay blessed.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Gist Arena. We hope you enjoyed the topic discussed. Please drop your comments and let us know what you think about it. We'll definitely love to hear from you. Until next time, bye!